So let's talk about Hamza's cult leader front. Now you've probably seen he has this like persona on his YouTube channel. Oh, I am a cult leader. Do as I say. That sort of thing. And it's like, oh, my way brings success, and sure, it does. The problem is, if you look at the way he like phrases, like turn off your brain and just listen to what I tell you to because I have more success than you, and you listen to your own brain over mine. Who does that? He's actually making you submit to him. Now, the reason why he's doing this is actually not malicious. He's not trying to cause harm. He had a interview recently where he said he purposely speaks his way to encourage his viewers to take action, and I can understand that. If someone speaks like that, you are going to encourage more action than someone's like, oh, hey guys, you can try this. If it works, cool. If it doesn't work, his way of doing that is going to encourage more action from you, the viewer. The problem is, especially for the younger age groups, so ages 13 to 16, 17, somewhere around there, guys would be taking his advice as gospel. They'll be taking it as the only thing they should do, and then they're becoming like a clone of Hamza. And sure, that might sound fine, but then they're losing their authentic side. And beyond that, they are literally submitting to him. They are worshipping him. I've got a lot of hate comments on many of my Hamza videos. A lot of them YouTube automatically deletes. I actually went to another menu to see the ones that are under moderation, as YouTube puts it. And yeah, the sort of advice or comments rather that guys were giving me is actually quite worrisome to see that people are literally worshipping this man. They are literally had this hate towards someone that is speaking against him. And for me, that's the point where it's gone a bit too far. You can have a lot of respect for the man. I have a lot of respect for the man. But when it gets to a point where you're telling people that they deserve to be killed and they deserve to be pressed or whatever the case is, it's at that point that you have to recognize that you're actually literally even going against Hamza's teaching. Hamza wouldn't want to just be speaking like that. Beyond this now too, a lot of guys in the, again, younger age group, they would be spending the little money they have on buying his course. And yes, it might get them results, it might get them whatever end goal they want. But I do think the way he's marketing it, he's a good marketer. He's putting too big a guarantee on the results. I don't know what the results are like. They might be great. They probably are great. He's a good man for the most part. But I don't know, man. I can't see the results, especially for a man between the ages of 13 to 17 or whatever the case is, be getting that much results from his course. There might be a few outliers, of course. There always are outliers. But the majority of the time, I think these men are taking the little money they have, or young men in this case, and just funding Hamza's project, funding his course. And that's now where I start to worry. Because many are going to disagree with me on this. It's going to sound controversial. But for me, Iman Gadzi is the biggest scam on the internet. Saying it as it is. All his stuff just seems fake to me. Haven't been inside any of them, but I've seen comments around it, and just on face value, I don't get good vibes from it. But that's a separate matter. Hamza now is very close to Iman Gadzi. You've probably seen it. And I have to wonder, it might not be the case, but I have to wonder whether he's taking a few tips from Iman Gadzi and almost scamming the people. I'm going to say it. I don't believe Hamza would stoop that low, but at the same time, given who he's associating with, he might be. And there is going to be someone in the comments now, instead of mocking me for mocking Hamza, they're going to be mocking me for mocking Iman. But literally, just do a quick Google search. Hamza scam, you won't find much. Iman Gadzi scam, you'll find a lot. And just the way I used to be subscribed to Iman Gadzi as well. And the way he used to promote his ideas, you could tell it wasn't stuff he was doing. He was telling you to do whatever, I don't even know anymore. But he was telling you to do stuff and you knew he wasn't doing it. What Iman was doing was, or is doing, he has a YouTube channel and he's selling courses. That's the two things he's doing, is his two income streams. And now he's teaching about dropshipping or whatever the case is. Make it make sense. You're not doing it yourself, why are you teaching it? Maybe he did do it at a point, but my understanding of him, don't know much about him, but my understanding of his history was he was a YouTuber and then started selling courses, made money from YouTube and courses. Then had like the drop shipping area, and if he did, it would have been long. There's also a lot of rumors going around. Don't believe those. I don't think it's that extreme. That actually says he came from a rich family anyway. But separate matter there. Going back to Hamza, I do think you need to recognize that whether he's doing it intentionally or not, or maliciously or not, he is making a lot of his audience, might include you, submit to him. And I don't think that's a good thing. If he has good intentions, when someone has that much power, a human being literally has you submitting to them. You don't know him personally. That is not a good thing. Firstly, it's making you a less masculine man. You lack your own authority. You lack your own leadership. But beyond that, if, no fault of his own actually, but if he makes a few wrong decisions or guides you the wrong way for a month, 2 months, he's still figuring things out in his own mind, you can be following him to a T. And then you're going to screw up. And then you can be blaming him when in reality it is your fault for following someone who himself is still like figuring things out. That's not to say you mustn't take advice from YouTubers who are further along on the journey as you. But I do think you need a variety of views. Watch other YouTubers other than Hamza. Read some books. Align with religion. I think religion actually needs to take up most importance, but separate topic. Have these 3 views as in the ones I mentioned. And with that, formulate your own opinion. You don't want to become a clone of Hamza. You might think you want the same life as him, but it's very unlikely you don't. Unlikely you do, rather. Because here's the thing. Sit down and journal. He speaks about this, I'm probably sounding like him now, but sit down and journal and ask yourself, if money and status weren't objects, what would I actually be doing with my life? Now ask yourself, if Hamza didn't exist, I didn't watch him, and I was like still a developed or developing man, what would I actually be doing with my life? How would I act? And literally just sit and journal on that. And you'll find that you're not going to be aligned with Hamza 100%. You might be to a great extent, or you actually might not even be at all. But once you figure out those answers, that's how you actually get to know like what your path you want to go on. So some things to think about, bro. But with that said, I'll see you in the next one. It's becoming a better man.